Strange fruit hanging.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard is behind bars for the gruesome 2015 murder of her mother, Dee Dee.
In testimony today from Gypsy Blanchard, a woman involved in the murder of her mother, Dee Dee.
Should you be in this prison?
To be honest, I have complicated feelings about that.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Beezy, and this is Strange Fruit. This is a very special episode. We have a new member of the Strange Fruit family. Come see. Say hey guys. Look, they're right there. I'd like you all to meet Ramsey. She's first cousins with John Bonet. She's gonna be sitting in with us while we talk about our case. We're not gonna sit here and pretend like we don't know who Gypsy Rose is or what happened to her mama, but with them originally being so damn close to where I live, I felt the need to speak on it. At this point, I might as well have 12 psychology degrees and be related to Dr. Phil because a bitch knows her shit. You know how some people are naturally good at math or music? I can read a bitch all day. Give me body language, give me motives, give me crime scenes. This case is close to my heart for a buyer delight such as myself. So let's see what we could find out and analyze. Oh, also, I wore my Louisiana shirts because I'm representing you, Gypsy, you girl, holding it down for a bitch. So Gypsy Rose was the daughter of Rod and Dee Dee Blanchard, born July 27, 1991. So her parents got married when her dad was 17 and her mom was 24. And I bet he thought he scored with this spicy dish. A real beauty queen.
Military queen, Miss Claudina P.
Unfortunately, he said he woke up on his 18th birthday like, what the fuck? He felt like he wasn't where he was supposed to be in life and he wasn't in love with her. So he bounced out when Dee Dee was still pregnant. From the moment Gypsy was born, Dee Dee said she had some shit with her. It started with sleep apnea. She said she would just stop breathing when she was sleeping. And she told this to Rod, who believed her, because she was working in the medical field at the time. So he just took her word for it. When Gypsy was 5, she fell off her grandpa's motorcycle. Not that serious. Might have been going 5 miles an hour. She basically had some scrapes. But you know, that was it for Dee Dee's ass. Oh Lord, she need a wheelchair. She got muscular dystrophy, probably caught an STD, called the coroner. Clearly, this is when the Munchausen syndrome really kicked into gear. Gypsy's cousin Bobby said he knew something was up. When one moment she would be in a wheelchair and the next she would be bouncing on a fucking trampoline. Clearly, she was just wanting to be a kid, but the moment she was having too much fun, Dee Dee was watching that ass. Don't make me give you an insulin shot, motherfucker. Sit down. Also, that voice that she would use.
Where are you going today?
I'm going to Children's Mercy Hospital to see my dentist.
To see my dentist. You know when strippers use that baby voice? Like, hey daddy, what you doing tonight? It's very much, putting on a show. I picture her ass smoking a blunt somewhere, then the cameras come on and she's like, hi, reporting live from Disney. So you will see me be very torn about this case because I do feel really bad for her, but it does seem like she picked up on some manipulation tactics because this is basically what she's been trained to do her whole life. A real pickle for me to navigate. In 2001, doctors treated her muscular dystrophy despite her negative test results. Oof. Dee Dee fabricated the medical records, saying the real ones were destroyed in Katrina. Come on now, that's where the medical background came in clutch, because she knew just what to say and all the terminology to make it believable. She also said Gypsy had epilepsy, leukemia, vision and hearing problems, and neurologically impaired, making her 10 years younger than what she actually was. When she was 18, her dad tried to call her and wish her a happy birthday, but her mom was like, keep that shit on lock. She don't know her real age. This girl had over 30-something surgeries, so you know her medicine cabinet popping like a motherfucker. Crackhead paradise. All the medication soon made her teeth rot, but Dee Dee said it was from eating too much sugar. Like, damn, you know that's a sad-ass childhood. Deep down, it seems like Gypsy knew at the very least that she could walk, because as soon as mama went to bed, she was up chugging soda, eating candy, talking to strangers on the internet. brings me back to my childhood. I mean, I wasn't plotting a murder, but I did dabble in a snicker or two. When they were living in Louisiana, they did lose their house to a hurricane. They moved to Missouri with their little sob story, pushing out a few tears, and ended up getting a home built by Habitat for Humanity with a wheelchair ramp just for Gypsy that the bitch didn't need. Make-A-Wish done send her ass to Disney World, got him a vehicle. I'm about to fuck around and catch a limp, you heard? Eventually, a doctor started to pick up on some, Munchausen by proxy. I'm also wondering how her health actually is at this point, because you could be fine at first, but after your 30th surgery, that might take a little toll on your health, you feel me? In 2011, she tried to escape. She met a 35-year-old man at a sci-fi convention, started sexting online, and met him back at a hotel. And you know when Dee Dee found out, that was her ass. But she couldn't go too hard on her because Gypsy was her little cash cow. As long as she could get her to play this role, she be getting them coins. So here's where it gets spicy. In 2013, when she was 22, Gypsy meets a young guy named Nicholas Godejohn on a Christian dating website. Not exactly the best guy. He had, been convicted of jacking off in a McDonald's parking lot for 9 hours. Kind of smart, I guess. You get hungry, buy a Big Mac, go back to work. My question, why 9 hours? Bitches be changing shifts and you still out here. To add to the charm, he was also a schizophrenic, 7 whole ass personalities. He told Gypsy about this, who made her own personalities to match his. Ooh, you a vampire? I'll be a kitty, a real slutty cat. I mean, if you were sheltered as fuck and your first boyfriend is getting brush burned at McDonald's with 7 personalities, girl, you've been through enough. Just keep searching. But she sticks it out with him, and it's just interesting to me. Of all people, your fake sick ass and his crazy ass just meet. A love story better than Twilight. Also, the shit she was sending him, chef's kiss. They did meet up in person when Gypsy went to a showing of Cinderella, and he just happened to be there. Dee Dee wasn't having that shit. She was like, who's this perv in Cinderella? They could tell Dee Dee was against it, so they just went get a sample in the bathroom. But in long term, how is this supposed to work? So these two dumbasses basically decided the only way was to kill her. He said, I shit you not, the only way I would do it is if I could rape your mom after. And she's like, how about you just rape me and call it a day? On June 10th, 2015, Gypsy paid for a hotel, Nick's trip to her place, gloves, etc. She goes in the bathroom and closes her ears while he stabs the hell out her mama. They pieced out to Holiday Inn and mailed the knife to Nick's residence and took a Greyhound to his place. Oh man, they got busted by the cops because she decided to make a Facebook post about the murder. Yeah, and people started to get concerned and called the cops. In 2016, Gypsy was sentenced to 10 years in prison, and you know she was thriving in prison. This shit was probably like a vacation compared to her life before. As for Nick, life in prison. I found it interesting during Nick's trial, Gypsy testified saying she did mention to Nick about killing her mom, but also had an alternate plan of getting pregnant by Nick so her mom would just have to accept him. Both the shitty plans. Don't quit your day job. So obviously Gypsy was in real danger and was trapped, or at least felt trapped. It was evident that Dee Dee brainwashed her to think that even if she did contact the police, they wasn't going to help her. Now, she was aware there were other options, like maybe her and the bae could have just ran away without killing anybody, but the fear that Dee Dee would find her ultimately pushed her to doing so. It's hard when an outsider is trying to balance compassion and law. And then there's Nick. Did he involve himself in this murder? Sure. He had many opportunities to back out and didn't.
Did Gypsy know that you were going to kill her mother?
Honestly, she asked me to.
And maybe she didn't feel like contacting police was an option, but Nick didn't grow up in that kind of environment, and he knew better. She would just shut him down when he would suggest it. Did Gypsy manipulate Nick? I personally believe her being around Dee Dee so much, she definitely picked up on some characteristics. Gypsy said she didn't think Nick was capable of going through with a murder. But were you thinking that shit when he busted up in your house with a knife? He had a little touch of the tism and could have been a little easy to manipulate. He was just a simple bitch. And she got in his head and made him believe this was basically the only way they could be together. Does Nick deserve life in jail? Well, he committed a premeditated murder, he contemplated a sexual assault, he has terrible judgment, and took little to no responsibility over the crime. So don't pretend your kid's sick, don't kill your mama, and don't date strangers on Christian Mingle, because sometimes it be like that. Till next time, thank you for watching. My name's Beezy.